coffee. I need a little sip of coffee. All right. We're golden. I was born ready. Ready? All right, everybody, it's Professor Tarno here, back with another lesson. And today's lesson is all about hangovers. Happens to the best of us. Now, the first thing that we must say is that we are not physicians, we are not scientists, and so all the information you're going to get from here is completely anecdotal. And at the end of the day, everybody's kind of got their own sort of method for curing a hangover. But hangovers happen. They happen to the best of us. They can sometimes happen by accident. They can sometimes creep up on you. But nevertheless, you got to deal with them. Let's say that you choose that hair of the dog is going to be the cure for you. What's basically happening when you do decide to have an alcoholic beverage that next late morning, early afternoon, whenever it is, what's really happening is the alcohol that's in that beverage is now acting kind of like a sponge and sort of soaking up some of the toxins that you put in your body from the night before. So at the end of the day, ethanol alcohol actually is a pretty good catalyst for soaking up some of the things that your body's trying to deal with and probably could help you feel better. The greasy breakfast. Now, for the most part, this is actually the one that I tend to lean on, and we don't exactly know what it is behind, or what it is with the science behind this, but my best guess is going to be that along with a lot of fatty foods on your breakfast plate, there actually is going to be a little bit of nutrition that comes along with that. I also think that at the end of the day, maybe having a little bit of comfort food just kind of helps you feel a little better. And then also, what else fat does is it also will do kind of like what the alcohol would do for the hair of the dog, is the fat in your foods could also be absorbing some of the toxins and other things that your body's just having a hard time dealing with. So for the most part, I've actually found that the greasy breakfast helps me a great deal that next day. But it never happens to me. So for the last one that seems like it helps a lot of people is going to be, we'll just call it replacing minerals or replacing nutrients. Some people prefer a sports drink. Some people will prefer maybe a fermented product around the house, maybe a kombucha or sauerkraut or maybe a pickle or something like that. Now, what comes along with those things is there is a little bit of salt content, and some of the salt might actually help your body rehydrate, and feeling dehydrated is usually one of the reasons that we all feel crummy that next morning. There are other electrolytes in there, and electrolytes don't exactly absorb toxins the same way that fats and alcohol will, but they can kind of direct some of the toxins or attract some of the toxins towards them. So as your body is processing that electrolyte, you're also dealing with some of the rascals that you've introduced to your body from the night before. So what's the big takeaway? Well, my first advice is try your best to maybe avoid the hangover to begin with. Use moderation. Have a glass of water or club soda that night where you're hanging out with your friends. These things, again, they do happen, but at the end of the day, you might want to kind of play around with some of these things, or you might want to try the Bloody Mary. The Bloody Mary basically incorporates all these things that we're talking about. There's usually some sort of a pickled product in there, maybe like an olive or some Worcestershire sauce. There's a little bit of vodka or an alcohol of some sort. And there's also some other acids in there from the tomato juice. So for the most part, maybe the Bloody Mary is the trifecta of all three.